YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So we have some news, we have some updates. Now this story actually came out 2 days ago, which would make it seem old, but it's not that old, right? So I'm going to cover it anyway. Harry and Meghan, the Mexi, gate crashed a staff meeting for an organisation called Crisis Text Line, and they actually started a mirroring organisation, a UK branch, for this charity in the UK with William and Kate. And William and Kate were actually pictured and documented making a Zoom call to the UK branch, which Meghan and Harry wasn't a part of, because we know they stood back and stepped down as senior royal members because they simply just, it seems, want to just swan around in LA and just have the life without doing the work. They crashed in on their staff meeting. The staff members who actually work for the charity and do all of the grunt work didn't know that Meghan and Harry would be joining them on this call. Now, where they chose to film, they were sitting in front of what looked like a lovely piece of black art. The characters looked like black figures, but it was kind of in a very what's the word for it? I'm not really an artsy person. In a very asymmetrical style, I think that's the word I'm looking for. And it looked very lovely. They were sitting in front of this vibrant orange wall and very warm tropical kind of colours, and the piece of art was in a embellished gold frame which looked very Caribbean-esque. And I know that Tyler Perry is very proud of his African heritage. He's African American. He does a lot of black productions, he does a lot of black films, because there aren't that many always being done in mainstream Hollywood. So he does cover a lot of those types of genres. So obviously one of his houses would have a predominantly Afrocentric style of decor. That's what I saw anyway. They was in this decadent room with this vibrant orange backdrop, and they didn't actually share the video call for us to see. I'm sure that Meghan would have been more than happy or more pleased if they would have shared it on social media, but they didn't share it. So they spoke to this guy called Ricky Neal, a African-American guy, and he was very excited. He was very ecstatic about seeing Meghan and Harry. He didn't expect to see them, and I guess he would be surprised naturally. But he actually dropped a line on his Instagram, I believe, and he said, "It's not every day that Meghan and Harry jump into your staff meeting and champion the work you do. Blessed to still be working during these crazy times." And he's right, it is a blessing. Anyone who still has a job nowadays and is still in work and still in employment and can do it remotely from home is extremely privileged right now. Very lucky. They're extremely blessed, very lucky, and they should be thanking the Lord for that. I just find it hard to really be excited about anything that Meghan and Harry do now, considering their track record. I feel like they are gate crashing on other people's hard work, trying to make themselves look better. They're doing it all in the wrong location. As they're doing all of this voluntary charity work, it's very misdirected because they're not actually doing it for the people and in the country that actually funds their lifestyle. Now, I heard a couple of stories pop up about how they're paying £18,000 a month to finance the money they took for Frogmore Cottage. They're actually repaying the debt. I don't believe this in the slightest. I just think that their PR team is trying to make them look good. They're trying to quieten down the chatter of what it is they've done. It has been very insulting as a British taxpayer to watch these two unfold and evolve into the ever more growing, in my personal opinion, entitled people that they are. They really sum up what you think when you think of someone born with a silver spoon in their mouth, born with gastronomical wealth. They really sum up the worst sides of being wealthy. There are two sides of a coin. You can have people who are gastronomically wealthy, but they're very generous, they're very humble, they understand, and they are very worldly. They understand that not everyone is as fortunate as them. They are in the top 0.001% of the world, and they maintain that viewpoint even though their life doesn't mirror what the average person's life mirrors. They don't rub it in normal people's faces. Meghan and Harry are extremely privileged people, and they have pretty much used every single opportunity to highlight how privileged they are and rub it in people's faces in the light of being charitable figureheads, wanting to be charitable figureheads, and it just doesn't wash. Nothing that they do, which is allegedly for others, is really about other people. It's all about themselves. Baby Archie, in my personal opinion, didn't really get a chance to shine on his first birthday. We didn't see, maybe she did give him a cake, maybe he did have some nice clothes, but it just looks like she made his first birthday all about her, and that's what he's going to grow up and really remember the most. She may have had private pictures where they sat around and they cut the cake and he blew out the fire, and she may have all of that. More than likely she does. I don't think that Meghan is a through and through really, you know, she's not doing the basic niceties, but I just find it that for that to have gone out of all the things, for the baby to look like he was essentially being used as a promotional tool for this Reading Archie book club, I think that was the sticker on the book, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's just, everything is wrong. Everything they do is just out of touch and out of time. So this guy, Ricky Neal, he was actually contacted by the Daily Mail, and we know that Meghan and Harry have released that formal disclaimer saying that they will not be communicating with the Daily Mail publication along with 4 other major newspapers in the UK, which is pretty embarrassing. They need the publicity. Anyone who is writing books, which they currently are, and trying to galvanise attention for sorely underfunded causes needs publicity. But there you go, this is Meghan and Harry. So the Daily Mail contacted him and he declined to comment when contacted by them, and I just think that he was told that they had to all sign an NDA, that they couldn't communicate at least with any publications that Meghan and Harry aren't interested in. Which is really a shame. It's really sad, but this is what they've done. So get into the comments. People are livid. So someone said, why on earth do private individuals who have neither a business nor a company, let alone an education, need a PR agency? I've never had a PR agency in my life, and I was nevertheless successful, but I also have a sound education, have studied and have worked for 41 years. I raised 2 sons, supported my husband until his death, and worked as a volunteer in a children's hospice. And all without a PR agency. These 2 are just pathetic. So this is what this lady has dropped on the Daily Mail. I think this was the Daily Mail's article, and it's true. They want to be private, and they don't want to communicate to certain press releases and certain media publications, but then they have this whole celebrity PR agency to promote what is, how can you, it doesn't make any sense, right? It just doesn't make any sense. And they literally want a private life. They're in LA, and of all things, they're hanging around with people like Tyler Perry. There's nothing wrong with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry makes films. He's very much at the heart of the entertainment industry. He is not a private individual. He's very much always promoting things. Oprah, Gayle, they're now talking to Adele. Adele's reached out. She's a neighbor. You've got Cameron Diaz in the neighborhood. There's so many stars that they've surrounded themselves by, yet they don't want to be public. It doesn't make any sense. So someone else jumped on here and said, I hope this constant publicity seeking is brought up in court. If she is claiming her privacy has been invaded, then this current behaviour needs to be mentioned. Hypocrisy or double standards, not quite sure which it is. It's the truth. It's double standards. They're talking to charities. They're doing charity work. They're acting almost like the other senior royals, if you guys have taken note. Prince William has actually put together a mental health documentary which will be streaming over here, and I'm sure it'll be available online for international viewers. So he's put together a documentary by himself where he's talking to men regarding their mental health during these times, because that's what is one of his passionate initiatives with Kate Middleton. They cover mental health and mental health charity, and they do a lot of mental health work because a lot of people are afraid to talk about such personal issues and difficult issues. It's a disability that you can't see but very much affects your everyday life. So I think it's really great. They're mirroring, it seems, what the other senior royal members are doing as senior royal members, but they didn't want to be a part of it. Why are they even bothering? Why don't they just go and be the private individuals that they claim they want to be? Doesn't make any sense. And then she's actually suing the Associated Press. I don't know what's going on with that case right now, but it's still very much going ahead. Someone else has said, I can just imagine Meghan whining to Harry, saying, William and Kate have done these video calls together. How many times now? Question mark. What are we waiting for? Any organisation will do. Remember H, big smiles. And that's exactly what they was doing. And it does look like it is coming from Meghan's camp. She doesn't want to disappear amidst everything that's going on. I think that these charity Zoom calls are the last thing that she'd want to do. They're the least important thing in her mind. But they have become a source of publicity for her, a source of becoming relevant. She doesn't want to be forgotten about. She doesn't want to fade into the background or have this private life, it seems, that she claimed she wanted, or to be left alone. So they're now mirroring, as I said, the other senior members of the royal family, and it's just it's backpedaling. Someone else went on to say, do they not remember they left the royals? This is no different than one of us bursting into a Zoom meeting where we are not wanted and have nothing to contribute of value. And they don't have anything to contribute of value, really. They spent the whole duration of being senior royal members of the royal family after their marriage, moaning, whining, complaining, had a baby, went on holiday, took a 2-month or 8-week sabbatical, whined when they was meant to be promoting a charity in South Africa, a foundation that Diana was involved with. Then they left. What do they have to contribute? Why do they think that their opinions are relevant? They're not. And this last quote, they both reek of desperation to remain relevant, even during a worldwide pandemic lockdown. They are a selfish pair, petulant, untruthful, narcissistic, patronizing, hypocritical, shameless scroungers. I'm going to leave it there, guys. They couldn't have said it more clearer, could they? I think this is how a lot of people feel about Meghan and Harry. They're tired of them. They're just so fed up with their drama. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go and I'll be back for another video. Bye, guys.